John.
And just a heads up, for those of you on camera, we're live streaming now.
Got it. Thank you.
So everybody behave.
That's what I was trying to say. There's Don Keith and I forget who does the Galaxy.
That's Gracie Kennedy.
Gracie. That's right.
Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, you are beautiful just the way you are. Step into the love. You're illuminated by the glory of God's love. Step into the truth. From within, your abundance overflows. How love can change one life. One life can change the world. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light. Step into the love. Step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. So move with me, step with me, step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. Step into the light, step into the love, step into the truth of who you are. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. So move with me, step with me, step into the light.
Step into the love. Step. You guys sounded wonderful, didn't you? So anyway, welcome to Vida Spiritual Learning Center. I want you to know that we are everywhere, grounded in spirit and connected by our very breath, the very breath of God that knows no distance, time, or space. That we are one, regardless of where we're listening from. We are listening with the love of God. Welcome to Vida Spiritual Learning Center. And I'm going to ask Kevin to share our vision and mission so that we can say it together. We're going to say once in English and once in Spanish together. And don't worry if you do not enunciate your English words properly or your Spanish words, because it is the love in which we say them that matters. So take a deep breath and start with me, please. Ready? By valuing and empowering all, we inspire a fulfilling and joyous life. al avalar y potenciar todo, inspiramos una vida plena y alegre. Ooh, I like the chorus we have going on in Long Beach. That is amazing. So now it is my great pleasure to introduce a practitioner for the day who is Gary Takasian. He is not only a good friend, but an amazing practitioner. And I think Rev Kev is going to bring him on now. Time and space does not separate us.
And Gary is going to be joining us live and on Memorex today.
Welcome to our time of meditation. Writing in the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes wrote, "We must consciously know that we can use creative power. The more complete such acceptance on our part, the more completely we shall be able to use this power for definite purposes." In our time together in this meditation, we focus on creativity and harnessing the creative power found in the joy of doing what we love, and realizing that in doing so, it is the fulfillment of spirit, expressing through and as each of us. So let us breathe into this time and begin by relaxing and just allowing any busyness of the day to just gently fall away, bringing our attention to the here and now. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not come. Our focus is right here and right now. And as we focus on our breathing, let's take several deep breaths together, breathing in all the way and holding for just a moment, and then breathing out completely. Let's do that again, breathing in all the way and holding for a moment, and then breathing out completely. And as we settle into that, just allow your breathing now to just find its own natural rhythm. And as you breathe in and breathe out, on each out breath, release more of whatever tension you may be holding, allowing yourself just to fall deeper and deeper into that creative now within. Just breathing in and breathing out, and allow yourself to just be in that space. And I am reminded that in the opening to his weekly radio show, Ernest Holmes always began by saying, "There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it." And as students of Science of Mind, we know that our thoughts and imagination are the beginnings of change. The more vivid the mental picture we imagine, the more power we give to the creative process. So I'm going to offer several questions for you to consider. And as best you can, open your thinking to consider whatever comes up without filtering based on any current circumstances. We know there is no limit to what spirit can create. So don't let us limit our imagination. So here goes. So what do you love to do more than anything else? What do you love to do more than anything else? It may be something that causes you to lose track of time. Some people would call this being in the flow. It might be something that makes you just feel at home in your own skin, something that just gives you that peace of being. And it may be something that just really makes your heart sing. So let's consider these for a few moments and let your answers just emerge. Let them come into consciousness gently, contemplating what they may mean for you and how you feel when you experience them. Contemplate your divine nature as being essential to the universe. You have a spiritual DNA that is unique to you and will never be repeated. What is it that you love to do? And as we begin to come back into this time and place, just know that when we know what we love, what we care about, what we are drawn to, it creates a sacred self-awareness. And when we have that, we realize that our purpose is to create from the joy of our hearts. It's the fulfillment of spirit, expressing through and as each of us. All creation starts with yes, and the yes we offer to being different, inexperienced, even innocent, opens us up to ways of being that are unfamiliar, and yet they're fulfilled with potential for greater aliveness and discovery. So as we bring ourselves back into this time and in this space, we long to feel alive and awake, energized and uplifted. So I invite you to step out of your comfort zone and step into your authentic spirituality. Dare to tell Spirit the truth of your life so that you can begin to tell the creative truth of your life. Be bold. Dare to be and to show up as the creative expression that you already are. Your dreams are waiting for you to come true. Maybe it's time. And so it is. Please join me now in a word of prayer. So what I know and affirm in this time and in this place is that we are surrounded and immersed in this amazing power and presence. It is one singular mind that has created all that exists, including you, including me, including everything that we know has come from the intention of this one mind. And since everything comes from this one mind, we know that we were created in that same fashion. And that gives us the same creative power, the same creative juices that created this universe. And so we rejoice in that. We know that we are one with the divine, and that our thoughts and our imagination become the vehicles for change. And so we allow those to be the building blocks of whatever it is that we desire. Because as Ernest Holmes said, there is this power and we can use it. And so right now, what I know for this community, for each and every one of us individually, is we have that power. And we can use it, and by allowing our imaginations to think whatever it is, maybe it's something we've never done before, but it's time to know that that presence is there, that creative power is at your disposal. It's your birthright. You have it. Let's use it. And so I just give thanks for knowing that truth, for the power and the excitement of knowing that we have that ability. And so for that, I just simply give thanks in gratitude. And I now just allow these words and all that we have said to just be released into that creative power, knowing that it takes that which we've spoken and brings it into manifestation. And so I release it by simply saying, and so it is, and now it is. Amen.
Wow. Just a beautiful, beautiful meditation and invocation. Thanks to our practitioner, Gary Takajian, and this technology that allows us to be with him and him with us today. Beautifully done, Gary. I did have a few announcements. As Reverend Sunshine is doing weekly, she hosts a spiritual remedy on Mondays at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live, and I think she streams out maybe to YouTube Live, but you can find her on Livestream on Facebook at Vida SLC's Facebook page. And she joins with folks, I guess, for about 20 or 30 minutes every Monday morning at 9 a.m. So join her for that. And join us today for visioning for our Vida Spiritual Learning Center. And our intention is to kick that off at 11:45. We have folks in our sanctuary today, so we'll probably be doing a hybridized version of that experience for those that are here, plus those that want to join via Zoom. So thank you for that. And announcing too that the denomination Centers for Spiritual Living Teen Summer Camp is in person again. And this is at Camp Cedar Ridge in Vernonia, Oregon. The actual camp runs Wednesday to Wednesday, July 6th through 13. The cost is $525. I'll come back to that in a minute. Registration is open from May 6th to June 6th, and they're very clear about you have to get your registration. They mentioned no late registrations this time. So for more information, visit csl.org/teen camp, and that will take you to the page that gives you more details. And we are offering some scholarship opportunity, some help with that cost for any teens within our community that want to attend. I'm not sure we have it set up yet, but we'll have a link on the Square site so that you can contribute to that scholarship fund if you so choose. And as I mentioned, I'm in Long Beach today. I'm in a room off to the side, but there are folks in our sanctuary today at our 1524 East Hellman Street in Long Beach, California. And this is our new home for now. And we have this wonderful space that you can see in the picture. That includes a bigger meeting space, and we have a kitchen and a restroom and a little room off to the side where I am today, our little control room for today. But it serves all our purposes for now. It's an office, a gathering place, a meditation room, a classroom, a group meeting room, a recording studio, a soundstage, a media center. It's all of these things, all in this really powerful space here in Long Beach, California. So I'm not sure how often we'll be doing the Sunday gathering in this way. We will keep you posted, and but it's sure nice to be with folks today. And as another part of our spiritual practice this morning, we'd like to have gratitude and thanksgiving, appreciation for all those who serve our community. Thanks again to Gary for putting together that tremendous meditation and invocation. Thanks to Reverend Judy for the powerful message that we are about to be bathed in. And thanks to those who are interacting with our folks out on the live stream. Thanks to our leadership council, our organizational leadership team. Thank you for doing all you do. And it's in large part due to their efforts that we're here now doing what we're doing. So thank you to the Leadership Council. Thank you to our music team for continuing to create and support us with recorded music. It really just adds a tremendous dimension to our gatherings. And thanks to all of you for joining us here today. Whoops, let me back up here. Our next spiritual practice is what we call giving as a spiritual practice. And here are the ways to give. You can send your gift or drop your gift if you happen to be here at 1524 East Hellman Street in Long Beach, California. The zip code is 90813, but you can mail your gift there if you're not here with us today. You can use your bill pay service. You can use the donate link that's on the website, and it's in the chat in Zoom. And it's in the chat on our live streams on YouTube and on Facebook. And we also accept Zelle. So if your bank participates in the Zelle service, you can Zelle to Vida at vidaslc.org. And this becomes a spiritual practice, giving in the consciousness that feels good to you, right? So as you give, if you're doing it mindfully, if you're giving with a feeling of gratitude or a feeling of abundance or a feeling of plenitude, a feeling that your life is very full and so full that you want to circulate that good out in the world. So I invite you just to take a moment to bring to mind a positive feeling around giving as we say our statement of giving together. And we say this simultaneously in English and in Spanish. I am going to choose English I still have not learned the Spanish, but I'm going to choose English today. Choose the one of your choice. I invite you to hold your hands over your heart as we say this statement of giving together. Abundance flows in my life. I am blessed with prosperity. I give with generosity. Yes. I tithe on faith, belief, and with a consciousness of love. My gift is a divine circulation through me that now benefits and grows our spiritual community and beyond. And now it is.
Y más allá. Y ahora es.
So I invite you to now mute yourselves and sing along as we prepare for today's message.
I'm walking in the Spirit, walking in the Spirit, walking in the Spirit of one God, loving in the Spirit, loving in the Spirit, loving in the Spirit of one God, moving in the Spirit. Oh, I'm moving in the Spirit. Oh, the Spirit. Oh, God. Growing in the Spirit. Every day I'm growing in the Spirit. Growing in the Spirit. The Spirit. The Spirit.
There's so many pop-ups that come up, I have to determine what to do next. But what I want to say is I bet all of you sound so beautiful when you're singing, because I sound just as good or not better than Sunny Day when I'm all by myself over here. I love that song. It just puts you in the mood for everything that Vida Spiritual Living is all about. That we are growing in the Spirit, that we are boldly going where no woman or man has ever gone before. And that is to our future yet to be. That we are living the everyday wonder of creativity. So to go boldly, we have to have faith in a few things in life. And the few things that I can count on, I know that day becomes night. I know that it starts with a morning, has a midday, has an evening, and has a nighttime. I can count on those things. For all of the days I've been alive, I know this is what happens in life. So the basics are taken care of. I can boldly go and do whatever I want in every day of my life. And another way of looking at it is to know that there are natural laws in the universe, that if we plant a seed in the soil that is rich for the environment, and we know that the sun, the water, the soil will be the nutrients and everything it needs for that seed to grow, we can boldly plant whatever we want in that garden and know that it will bring forth that which we planted. We can also trust that with knowing that to make a baby, it takes 9 months. That's a long time to anticipate the coming of something. But the beauty and the smell and the love that you feel from that 9-month-old baby is well worth the wait. Would you agree? So consider this. If those laws are true for those things, then why wouldn't they consistently be present for the rest of our life? That we can plant seeds of growth for our own life. That our bodies have proven to us that we're not the same as we were when we were 10, or when we were 20, or when we were 30. We're not the same emotionally, mentally, or physically. So the seeds of the future will still be planted because life will be here anyway. Let's plant something with the intention of growth. Spirit always creates. Always. God, love, always says yes. So the authenticity is your soul's journey to live an authentic life. What does that mean, to live an authentic life? It means to be more true to yourself than you are to anybody else or anything else. That you prioritize your authentic life and prioritize God in your life, because when you put God first, you put yourself first. And when you're authentically living, that is the ability to author your life. So be so bold as to know that God first, people, person, places, and things second. That way you come fully charged, fully in love, fully generous, living from the overflow of everything that God has made you to be. Be the author of your life. However you live your life, it is a gift of God. Nobody and no thing has a right to tell you you should do this or that, or could do this or that. It is up to you to live your authentic life. You can always try to achieve greatness in life, or you can simply live from the greatness that you are, that God is expressing in and through us, that we are not here without the breath of God, the power and presence of God, that the Spirit of God, the soul's inspiration is all coming from within. You can try to overcome something, or you can stand in the courage and be. That there's nothing missing in your life. You can be so bold as to say that. There's nothing missing in my life. Everything that's been given to me, everything that I've experienced has been for a greater purpose I may or may not ever get to know. But I have the faith in God to live boldly, in love, for love. You get to be you 100%. How awesome is that? Be the author of a bold adventure. And I want to share with you that my experience up until a few years ago was that it relates to a story I know of a doctor that went on vacation. And you know how when you go on vacation, it usually takes a couple of days before you actually relax and realize you're in vacation? So a doctor was on vacation, takes a nice blanket out to the canopy. He's going to lay out by the side of the river and he's going to relax. No sooner than he lays down, he hears, "Help, help." He has to get up, jump, because he's a first responder, and go in the river, pull the person out of the river and save them. He relaxes. That person's saved. Next thing you know, he's yelling or hearing someone yell, "Help, help, help, help." It's 2 people now. And now he's running out to save someone else. He gets them safe and okay, and then he hears, "Help, help, help." There's 3 people. And sometimes, like this doctor, I used to be so busy responding to the yells of help that I did not design a life. I did not go within myself to see who or what was upriver throwing these people in. In being bold, being still in the meditation, and understanding and knowing your value, your worth, who you are, in that moment you get to create a calm sea and create a life that you get to be in the midst of peace, love, joy, instead of reacting to every cry for help. Because within us is the same thing that's within each and every one of us. There's the power of God to manage our own desires and our own circumstances. Our charge is to be so bold, to be courageous enough, to be the example that it's possible, that no matter what life throws at us, we have the ability to respond in love, as love, for love. To be so bold to know that life is worth living, even at the later part of life, when we're getting older, when it seems like there's more behind us than before us. Even at that moment, to live our life with so much joy, anticipation, that we know we came from somewhere going someplace, and in the interim, this experience was for our own enjoyment, our own expression, our own development. And no one knows that more or for you better than you do for yourself. Real creativity is an act of expression. So to be in the creative flow, that God is the creator, the creation, everything in between, but is never absorbed by that which it creates. We are a divine individual expression. What God is, we are. So we can create, but we're never absorbed by that creation. With every breath, we can choose again. So it's not about a product. We're not trying to get, and we're not trying to perform. Our life is a clean slate, and our dreams and desires are the medium. And this is a paraphrase of Ernest Holmes, but we're in the laboratory of the divine. What then shall we create? Authenticity is a difference between performance and expression. Performance, sometimes I get caught up in my head and I want to perform for you. I want you to be engaged in the talk. And when I catch myself doing that, I have to stop and take a breath and say, I showed up, now speak through me, Holy Spirit. Because I want the authenticity of the discovery of who I am to be witnessed by you and expressed by me. The performance is for others, the expression is for the self. And can you do for yourself as much or more than you do for others? Can you prioritize yourself? Place God at the beginning and not at the end. Can you purge yourself of yesterday? Breathe in today and have faith that tomorrow is coming. Your anticipation for what your life is packs the bags of delivery. Be bold and ask for peace, joy, kindness, and love. And with that, you're now prepared a place to receive anything. And it will not be too much for you because you've got a foundation of peace, joy, kindness, and love. Creativity is who we are. Creation creates. This is true. At every point and place, life is pushing forward. That is our own personal drive within us to push forward and live our creative selves. So it's not about worrying about mistakes. The mistakes are learning opportunities. We reflect, we review, we rest, we renew. You'll not be consumed by anything unless you stop and say, this is it, this is my all, this is my end. This is how the story ends. At any time, you can take a breath. That's what I call my reset button. I take a breath, I renew, I refresh, I recharge, and I re-express the love that I know to be God. I've recognized that if you're satisfied where you are, then let your face and your friends know it. Be joy-filled. Be the example that you can show other people that right where you are, right what you're doing is right what's supposed to be, and it's God-given joy to be here. And if it's true for you, it can be true for anyone. And then we get to be the examples in the world of the possibility of just expressing joy. Not just, but be bold enough to express joy. Be bold enough to turn off the news and go out and talk to people. It's so frightening sometimes. Be like Jan and travel across the United States to go say, hi, this is who I am. I want to know you. Be out there. Be the one sharing the love. And if you're discovering, learning, reinventing, or trying to reimagine your goals, lean into your faith. Notice who and what you are right here, right now. Whatever is in your awareness or desire is in you, trying to seek a way out of an into expression. It not only creates in and through you, every step you take creates anew, because every step has its own vista, has its own emotion, and its own outcome. Every step of your journey is necessary. Emotions are motions. It's the momentum. Our words have clues with them. And if you're not sure, be still. Be still. Learn to be in the stillness. Learn to be in the mystery. Learn to ask, seek, look within. The answers are within us. Every answer you ask comes with every question you ask comes with an answer. There is always going to be an answer to a question. And in the stillness, if you ask yourself one of the questions Gary asked, like, what do I love doing? If you ask yourself that, and the answer says, I love playing with my dog in a park, then I ask you, please go to the park. If you don't have a dog, go and walk a friend's dog or go do something that puts you in that space that you love. And then doing that, all of a sudden you have a feeling, I've always wanted to own my own dog training company and have dog parties at the park. Then you take a step and you create that. And then while you're doing that dog training center at the dog park, another idea comes. Another person steps into your life, and it keeps augmenting, because as you drop that thought in the emotion or in the field of possibilities of God, it ripples. So when you meet the container, it expands and it expands. So you're always at the place of discovery. Stay green, you grow. Ripen, you're rotten. And I want us all to stay green. Every time I think I know something, I get a little fact and I go, oh, that's what they meant by that. Oh my. And I get to learn more, right? So the thought arises and take an action. Because that way you train your nervous system to do that which you say you want in your life. If you have a dream and you just dream and you just ruminate and you just think and you got desires, pretty soon your nervous system goes, oh, leave her alone. She's just dreaming. She never wanted to take an action. So be happy. Stay where you're planted and grow and take action. Life is never stagnant. Life is for living, and it always expands. I've reinvented myself so many times in my life. I've changed my style, I've changed my hair, I've changed where I live, I changed my jobs. Things fluctuate, including my weight, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Things are always different. We're always going to be different. And unless you identify and you pick that one picture from your past and say, this is when I was my best, then you've stuck yourself in that thought. Now you have to pull out the weeds to let it grow further, because the best is yet to be. I know this is a touchy subject, but there was a lady that did her memorial, and she told the pastor, I want to make sure that when people view me, that I've got my dessert spoon in my hand. And the pastor says, well, that's odd. Why do you want the dessert spoon in your hand? And she goes, because every dinner that I've gone to, I've always enjoyed the dessert. It was the last part of the meal. So I know the best is yet to come. So just know that if you're struggling and if life seems difficult for you, look for someone to talk to. There's practitioners, there's friends, there's your mom, there's your sisters, there's your minister, there's counseling. Find someone that will have your best interest at heart and breathe into you the possibility of growth. Know that the fruit that you are to bear is not things. It's not about acquiring things. It's not about arriving at the top of the money chain. It's about how much can you love? How much can you trust love? How much can you be with someone when they're in pain? It is the fruits of your being, the character of who you are essentially, that is going to make this world a better place. Consumerism is great. I love things. I love money. I love all of that. I'm not poo-pooing on that. But what I'm asking you to do is to bear the fruit of your heart and to reveal to life that you trust it, you trust yourself, and not only that, you're having fun. So a lot of the things that I want to say that I already noticed that I'm running out of time to say is to explore the journey. And in Science of Mind, we tend to intellectualize experiences because we love learning. We're critical thinkers, we're seekers. All of that is good. And in the notes, it said that they provide us every week. At first, changed thought may express as parking places, better health, relationship, harmony, and being at the right place at the right time. As we grow, we embrace greater possibilities and intend even greater demonstrations. And to that, I say blah, 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 blah. Because right now, I just want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love being me. I love being me. And right here, I'm going to be so bold as to show up happy that I am going to share that happiness with you. And that as I love being me, I know I'm attracting to me all that God has to offer me in this moment. That it's not about things. It's about people, how you feel about yourself, how you feel in this moment. Don't overthink it. In fact, T. Harv Eker used to do conferences. He still may, I don't know. But he used to sell t-shirts that say, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think, don't think. Feel the love of God and give from that overflow. Now, I know that when you look within, when you look in a me, you might find what looks like an enemy. There's a part of you that's never going to be 100% satisfied, and that's your potential and edge of growth. Don't do what Western medicine does. You can't cut out a problem. You heal it from the inside. And as you pour the love in and purge everything that doesn't feel like that love, you bless it. For every experience comes with it a lesson and a call to grow and be authentic. So there used to be this thing that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When the inner vision changes, the outer expression shifts to match that. So it's been a blessing to be here, to be on earth, to experience being who I am and discover a deeper sense of faith in me. There's a little story in the Chicken Soup for the Soul, which I'm revisiting. And there was a story in there about courage. And this little boy, this little girl had a disease, and the cure was to have a blood transfusion from somebody else that had the disease. And her brother, little brother, that was very young, had it and somehow miraculously cured himself of it. So he had the antibodies for this. And they asked him to do a blood transfusion for his sister. And he agreed. And while he was doing the blood transfusion, he asked the doctor, will it hurt? How long will it take? And the doctor said, what hurt? How long does what take? He goes, am I going to die because I'm giving my blood to my sister? He was having the courage, being bold enough to be there for somebody, not having all the answers. If a little kid can find that kind of courage to be there for his sister, for somebody he loves, surely we can do that for ourselves and others. There is always going to be vulnerability and victory. There's always going to be loss and gain. There's always going to be love and pain. There's always going to be that. What I'm asking you to do is journal about your dreams. Know that if you're here, you've already overcome whatever it is. If you want something in the future, if you want it, you've already acquired everything you need to have it. Use your imagination to create a understanding of who you are, that you're filled from the overflow and bold enough to live it. In the word imagination, there's 3 words that jumped out at me. Image. What is the image you hold of yourself and others? Magi. You're the magician within. You hold the magic. Nation. What do you create around you? Use your imagination to create an image. Be the magi that demonstrates the magic to live in a nation that you create and love. And with that, I ask you to take a deep breath in and know with me as we do a brief prayer that God is all there is, that God is the breath we breathe, that God is the love we seek to share and receive, for we have to hold it. Whoops, sorry, being a mom. That we're invited to hold it as if we already have it in order to experience it. That God is the love that we are, that there is no separation in God. Right where we are, God is breathing us, living us, having its desires fulfilled as us. That the struggles are there to create the muscle to have the experience of it. Bless it. Be strong. Know that right here I claim, I say, I know that each one of us has within us all that we need to live a life fulfilling, that we slide into home plate and God receives us with a smile on our face and we ask, did you see that? Did you see what we did together individually, collectively? We had faith in you, God. I have faith. And with the power and presence, I simply say, thank you, God. I of myself do nothing. It is Spirit within us that does the work. I am grateful, filled to overflow. I let it be, and so it is. Amen. Yay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that collective applaud. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. I love each and every one of you. And for those of you in Long Beach Sanctuary, I'll see you shortly. Yes? We're going to do a little fellowship, I think.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. So thank you for allowing me this time. And I think Reverend Sunshine has an announcement to make about my presence
It's
essence.
gonna be Reverend Kevin's gonna make an announcement
Okay.
first.
I am? I'm not, the one announcement I do want to make is that we decided to move the visioning to Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we'll send out a little email notice for that so that folks can join us this coming Wednesday. And we'll do the visioning via Zoom on Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's the one thing I know for sure. Once again, let's show our appreciation for Reverend Judy and a tremendous, powerful, terrific message today. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too. I do have an announcement. And that announcement is that our beloved Reverend Judy Osuna is going to be taking leave this summer. So she is really going to be off on Sundays. And with that as well, her life path is growing and unfolding in such a way that she is going to be taking and accepting a letter of call in Palm Springs with Reverend Eunice. And so she's gonna still be with us, of course, because she is our family, and will be coming back to speak after, of course, the summer months, and also teach as often as she'd like. But what we want to do is know for Judy the highest and the best as her ministry expands and grows, as she discovers for herself what ministry is like for her. And what Reverend Kevin and I know is that this is part of our path and our journey, that we travel, that we move around, that we are in various places, allowing that creativity that is within us to shine forth in such beautiful and magnificent ways that we are a blessing everywhere we go. So right now, what I'm going to invite you to do is hold your hands up towards the screen there and repeat after me. Reverend Judy, we love you.
Reverend Judy, we love you.
We know who you truly are.
We know who you truly are.
You are the unique and unrepeatable way.
You are the unique and unrepeatable way
that God shows up as you.
That God shows up as you.
We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We have been blessed by you.
We have been blessed by you.
And we continue to love you from near and from far.
And we continue to love you from here and from far.
And so it is.
And I accept And I also want to share that you are being bold and knowing that life is shifting around spiritual practices and that you are going where no one has ever gone before and doing what your heart is feeding you to do and showing that you can be in touch while out of reach and still be a beneficial presence in the world, and that God is available 24/7, 365. I bless you. I thank God for you. I appreciate you, and I love you.
Love you too.
Thank
All
you.
right, let us sing out. Let us sing out and rejoice together and do our closing prayer.
This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand.
Well, have a wonderful week, everybody. Let's say goodbye to our live streamers. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.